sprinkled in with giving you some resources that are going to help you massively change your life. Like some things that I have done. I started my inner work journey, my spiritual journey, my changing my life into evolving into my best life, right? Which I'm still on that journey. But in the last 10 years, I have made a conscious decision to do self-work, inner work, and I'm going to help you on your journey as well. Okay. So when I was in my early 20s, I would say the typical American girl that was told to get good grades, participate in school activities, graduate high school, go to college. I went to college. I had a job. I was on a dance team. I was a part of a sorority. And during that whole time of my college career, my college life, I was living like in a dual mindset, a dual situation, a dual set of emotions the whole time. And the biggest thing that I want to let you know is that, number one, when you are graduating college, and if you're watching this and you're graduating college, or you have a kid that's going to college or going to graduate college soon, please reassure them and reassure yourself that it is okay to not know what you want to do with your life, especially at that age. The whole time I was going throughout my college career, I was like so internally confused and so internally in turmoil with some things that had kind of transpired during my late teens and a couple of sprinkles of things in my childhood. But as you transition into a young adult, they start to pop up, right? So in my college life, I was like, wow, like, is this life, you know? But at the same time, I was so excited about life. I loved life. I loved my friends. I loved my lifestyle. I mainly loved like the social part. The school part wasn't really my vibe, to be honest. I picked a major, went through the torture of taking classes I cared nothing to learn about. Went through the torture of staying up till 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, sleeping for 30 minutes and going straight to class at 8:30. I don't know how I did that. Oh my gosh, when I think back, how did I do that? I would just memorize information about things I did not want to learn about. And then like the second I took that test, it's like all the information would just go out of my head because I wasn't really like grasping, like, you know, when I wasn't really teaching myself it, right? Like letting myself take it in. I would just memorize it real quick, binge memorize for about 12 hours right before a test, and then take the test and allow myself to release the information. And it was just hard to do that, you know. I ended up picking a degree, which I kind of do sprinkles of it now, which is interesting, but I picked a degree, business marketing, and the marketing classes were actually just fun. I didn't necessarily have a passion for marketing. I didn't have a passion for brand awareness and that, but I liked it a little bit. Like I liked the topic a little bit enough to just choose that. But you know, I was one of those young adults that went through college hating college, like how do I explain this? Like some people went to college and they were like exactly on the path that they knew that they wanted to be on. Like they wanted to do nursing. Like they wanted to be a doctor eventually, right? Like they wanted to be a psychologist. They wanted to end up being a professor, right? Me, my story is that I went through college the whole time not enjoying going to class for 4 years straight. A couple classes were kind of enjoyable, but for the most part, I didn't care to learn the topics. So what that did was it kind of like messed with me. And it messed with me because and this is what I want, and I hope you're going to stick with me because I'm going to give you guys some gems on how you can transform your life and get onto a purpose life, a passionate life, a desirable life. the life that you've always wanted to have and grow and feed into and pour into, because that's where I'm at now. But let me tell you the story to give you some context, because I feel like a lot of people have gone through this and have been conditioned this way, and unfortunately it has crippled society. It is a lot of our young people. It crippled me at the time when I was in my early 20s, going to, late teens, early 20s, going to college. So what it did was I was kind of conditioned by society, conditioned by my family, conditioned from college, that you just do things that you don't like to do. Like you're supposed to do things you don't like to do because like that's just the way it is. And don't pour into your artistic side, don't pour into your dreams, don't pour into your passions. You need to like pick a degree so you can get a job, so you can pay off things. Thank God, this is wild, this is really, really wild. I actually paid off I don't have any college debt at all, thank the Lord. I actually had a scholarship, an academic scholarship that I was able to maintain, even though I hated the subjects I was learning, some of the subjects I was learning. Like, I didn't care to learn accounting. Like, that was cool, but I didn't care to learn accounting, and there's a couple aspects I kind of use in my adult life, maybe like a couple pages of a couple of the chapters in the book, but like I didn't really care, I didn't really care to learn about geology and geography. I actually did enjoy biology, but anyways, I ended up getting an academic scholarship, so I do not have student debt, thank the Lord. But what it taught me was that no one was hearing me at the time. Like, so what I would do was I would go to class full time, and then I was a dancer, so that's when my joy was like blossomed, right? Like, that's what I loved to do. So I would like lose sleep. I would go to practice, go to my dance practice, perform at the games. I was a professional dancer for Arena 2 football. So the games were every Saturday, and then we would have practice a couple times a week. And I was on another dance team as well. So I was on 2 different dance teams. That's where my passion was. And because society at the time, especially when I was going to school, unless you maybe came from like a very like a open-minded set of parents, I wasn't really encouraged to. I think if I would have begged, but I was a very obedient kid. So I just shoved my dancing dreams down. I was like, yeah, you don't make money off of it. Yeah, how far can you really go with it? Yeah, I'm gonna get older. Yeah, like I just like allowed the dream to like be snuffed out, right? And so as I was like doing what I loved, and I was naturally just good at it. Didn't have, I wasn't dancing since I was a kid. Whatever, I'll go into my dancing journey another day. But what it taught me was that like subconsciously I was like, oh well, like this is life. Like you just, when you're an adult, like you just do things you don't enjoy. You go after things you don't enjoy. You have to pay bills. Welcome to the real world, right? So that's what I did. I got through college. I got great grades. I maintained my academic scholarship. I graduated with no debt. And I just got a job. At 22 years old, instead of continuing to dance, and what was weird to me, what was so crazy to me, that my conditioning was so deep, that like other girls went on to continue to dance. I was only 22. But like my particular circumstances and my very, very traditional parents, and bless their hearts, it wasn't like they were trying to do this to me on purpose, but they were just being safe, and saying, hey, look, like you need to get something practical, like, and it was just too hard for me to like work full time and try to be a dancer. Other women that I was dancing with went on to be, on NFL teams and NBA teams, and dance backup for different humongous artists, very well-known artists. And yeah, there's definitely like a journey with that too. But I was like young and ambitious and, and all that. And I had the tools to be able to do that, right? Like I was built with the resilience to be able to like kind of handle the rough, the toughness and the competitiveness of the dancer life. But I took the safe route, and I stopped dancing at 22 and got a job that I hated. Ended up staying at that job for a long time. And although I value the skills that I took away from that job, that career, I guess you could say at the time, I internally, I was like shrinking inside, because I had all these gifts that were popping out. Like it would like spring up, like kind of like how like roses can like grow through the cracks of like cement. So like my talents and my gifts would still like sprout up in different moments and in different circumstances or different environments, but I wasn't living in it, right? And so because of that, like my spirit, I was wrestling with myself on the inside. So it would come out in other ways. Like I would be really frustrated for no reason during moments of my life. I would have an attitude sometimes, moments of my life. I would just be in a bad mood. You know, I'd really have to get myself out of a funk, you know, and just kind of not understand why. And I used to complain about this a lot with different family members, you know, different friends. And like, I just felt like maybe with the exception of one or two people, most people that I would discuss this with wouldn't really hear me. So then I would kind of feel like, okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. And one day I just couldn't take it. I just was like, something in my spirit is just like so sad. And so like on one end, I loved my life because I like was making good money. And like, I kind of was able to like spend freely. And like, I was, you know, young and beautiful. And, you know, I had opportunities like coming my way with certain things, but I didn't take advantage of those opportunities because I worked full time. I was working so much so that I didn't even have energy to like go to some of these events that I was invited to that could have changed my life at the time, right? So anyways, I was just like, something was just nudging at my spirit, like, you are not living your purpose, and like you are gonna shrivel up, look really old. Like, it's crazy when I look at those that time period working at that job, graduating, I actually look a little older then than I do now, and that was a very long time ago. And so it's just wild to me how like when I released the job. So let me back up. So some resources that I want to give you that help me dig me out of the confusion, the nudges at myself, trying to like find somebody to help me and find God and have God encourage me to like reawaken the passion and like the desires and the dreams that I had, you know? And I was like, I don't even remember what they were. Like, I don't even remember what I liked, because I was like, I just let the world condition me out of exercising my passions. And unfortunately, the passions that I had did not equal an easy route, right? Like other routes, like if you just want to be a teacher, if you want to be, those are, all careers are amazing if you're just happy. And so for me being more of an artistic, expressive, you know, using my voice, going, you know, loving being a part of events, loving being a part of like different projects, like it just wasn't really like I didn't have a job title for like what I wanted to like do with my life. So because I didn't have the vocabulary at the time to articulate what I was going through, and like the internal pain of just like not really living out my passion, or at least going after it or remembering what it was, I fell into like a crazy depression. And I was losing my hair, oh my gosh, like this is on a live right now, so I won't be able to insert a photo, and if I was parked I would show you, but my hair was like broke off this is all my real hair. This is all like, there's no clip-ins, there's no nothing. This is all my real hair. My hair was broke off, it was super thin, it was up to here, like right below my shoulder. I had always had long hair my whole life. I like broke out in this crazy like weird body rash. I had these like my scalp was like, had patches on it of like, I don't even know. My skin texture like just was rough, and it started to like get dull in color. Like it was almost like, it felt like the life was being sucked out of me. That's how it felt. And I don't know how to communicate. People are like, oh, what are you going through? Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like not happy. Like that's all I just kept saying. So when I would communicate to, other adults that were, I would think would be mentors in my life, they didn't really have the tools to help me because I wasn't able to articulate it, and they didn't have the expansive, at the time, some of these adults actually have grown in their expansiveness as well, which is amazing. But like at the time, very traditional thinking. So when I just like didn't know who to turn to. It wasn't, therapy and mental health was not a terms we used when I was in college. Mental health, seeking help, like, and especially in the Black community, the Black and brown community, it wasn't really something you did. It was something that just felt like you had to have a lot of money for. Like, it just wasn't a thing. And so I didn't even think about that. So I just was like kind of crying out for help in different ways. And so finally, one day I just was like, I'm going to quit my job. I don't know. God just, like, I am internally being sucked lifeless from the inside out. And you can see it on the outside. And I just don't know what to do. So like, I just prayed to God and I said, I just need, like, what do I do? So one day, it was just like, you're going to quit even if you don't have another job. And really, I hope you don't have another job, because you're just going to go into another cycle, because you're not really supposed to have a 9-to-5 job. Like, that's just not your journey. So I was like, talking to God, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have faith, because the route that I'm going down now is not working. And then when I would see other people quit, they would just get into another job that was the same version. And I'm like, and then they will call me being like, oh my God, this company sucks just as much. Da, da, da. And I'm like, is this life as an adult? Like, why is it that I got to dance and go to events and, be a commentator on the radio and, be a part of like competitions and, like, I just had a very expansive, expansive amount of opportunities that I did in my college years. And I just was like, I graduated and you just, boom, you turn 22 and like life sucks. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why is it like this? I'd rather just stay a kid, like when I never want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. That's how I felt. So I went on YouTube. YouTube is my number one thing that I've been going to for years and years. And one of the podcast, it wasn't called podcast at the time. Their podcast maybe they did exist, but like it wasn't a thing. It was just like you had a YouTube channel. I came across this guy named Ralph Smart. He's very spiritual, so if you're in the spiritual path, it's if you look at some of his older videos, you can really learn a lot from him. You can really tap in. He's going to help you with your spirituality and your expansiveness. But at the time, he was going through the same thing. Like 2 years before me, he was going through the same thing, like literally going into a depression of just like knowing that he's supposed to be doing something different with his life, but he did not know how to, like, he just didn't know. And so he had a nervous breakdown actually and had to go to the hospital for it. I was like, that's like the verge of like what I'm on. So I ended up coming across his channel, had really great videos. Now he's like at 2.1 million, I think, on YouTube. So his stuff is really out there now. But if you're on a spiritual journey, he's excellent. But if you look at his really old videos and you're just trying to find encouragement, he's a great channel. Some great ones though that I still watch now is The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes. So I hope you're writing this down. Infinite Waters is Ralph Smart. Infinite Waters. The School of Greatness. What I love about the School of Greatness, and this is what I started doing, by the way, to just encourage, to help me muster up the courage to quit my job and just take the leap and go after whatever the heck. I didn't even know what I was going after. I just knew I couldn't do that anymore. And so the School of Greatness is an excellent one. Lewis was, I believe, the same thing, actually, now that I think about it. I think Lewis just kind of like didn't want to do it. Like, I could be butchering his story, but listen to his podcasts, like his older ones when he talks about his own personal life. But I think it was the same thing. Like, something was nudging at him to like start his YouTube channel, and now it's huge. Everybody is on his channel now. He's had Kobe Bryant on there. So that's a really, really great one. Another great one is Earn Your Leisure. Young African-American, Black American individuals that are encouraging the masses to get into financial literacy. There's also on Earn Your Leisure, there's different playlists that you can go through. And there is stuff about finding your purpose. There's stuff about real estate, there's stuff about the stock market, there's stuff about like even like spirituality, and then it bleeds into like 19 Keys, which is a really dope one that I've discovered like maybe a year and a half ago. I really like his stuff. Another great podcast that I really personally love is Rebecca Lynn Pope. Rebecca Lynn Pope. She is a businesswoman. She's a wife. She's an entrepreneur, has owned multiple businesses in different arenas, different industries, and she will get you right as far as remembering to believe in yourself, how to get yourself out of painful, deep, dark time periods, how to work with yourself on that, how to heal yourself. Yes, definitely, like if you are at a level where like you are severely depressed, get coaching. Get a therapist, get a life coach. I'm actually going to be starting life coaching soon as well. Let me know in the comments if anyone would ever be interested in wanting to get with me life coaching. But so Rebecca Lynn Pope is a fantastic one that I really, really love. There's just so many out there. Also too, if you're into other spirituality podcasts, Next Level Soul is a really good one. I really like Next Level Soul. That's a newer podcast, but I if you're into like hearing about stories about near-death experiences, what I've learned about the near-death experiences is that life is not as serious as we make it. Meaning, like, life is very precious, but the dumb stuff that we make so serious is not that serious. So like, for example, like if I spilled this on myself, most people, it would ruin their day. It'd be over. They would like probably not go to an event, miss out on an opportunity, miss out on meeting the love of their life, miss out on meeting their soulmate because like something spilled on them and like they have a stain on them now, right? Life is very precious, and learning about emotional control and a higher source and things like that. So if you're looking for an expansive information about spirituality and kind of just like tapping into like different perspectives on spirituality and religion, Next Level Soul podcast is a really, really good one. Myron Golden is a really, really good one. I love Myron Golden. He's Christian based. I was raised Christian. However, I do not categorize myself as a Christian. I say I have a Christian foundation. That is, I don't push anything on anyone. But I love the way that he explains things. And so if you're looking for like business minded, not doing self-sabotage, giving you tools on how to get on the right path with your life, how to believe in yourself, that's Myron Golden is an excellent one. An excellent podcast that has really, really been, I've really been hooked on. What else? I just listened to so many. If you're trying to build a YouTube channel, Daryl Eves and Roberto Blake are excellent ones if you're trying to learn how to build a YouTube and you want to have a YouTube business. Daryl Eves, and Roberto Blake are excellent at really understanding the whole YouTube game. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're rocking with me. Also, make sure to share this with anyone that you feel like needs to hear this. So that's what I did. Those are a few, but I'll do more videos in the future when I'm able to like fit time in to just like do structured videos. Right now it's been a lot more casual in my life, but that's what I did. I just like listened to any and everything that I could on YouTube. How to find your purpose, how to find your passion, how to believe in yourself, how to heal, how to practice self-love. Like any and everything, because I didn't have, it just seemed like everybody around me, this guy's driving crazy, everybody around me, it wasn't clicking. Like it just seemed like I was on my own little island and I was kind of like the crazy one. So I turned to the internet. And thank God I did, because I found other people that are around my same age that we're going through the same thing, and that we're vulnerable enough to talk about it. And so I just found my own mentors. And that's what I want to tell you. Like, if you are struggling, if you're confused, write all your confusions out, write all your desires out. And if no one around you can help you out with it, or they're just not hearing you, we live in the time now period, or the time now period, the period now where you can find help in any arena. Like it's almost like, I almost feel like it's impossible to find help. So if you are trying to find your passion, there's someone you can book to help you find your passion. If you are depressed, there's someone you can get with, a therapist you can get with to help you get out of depression. Like, there's so much help out there now that I want to let you know that even if you are, this guy is like, I wish I could turn my camera around. This guy's literally driving crazy. I'm on the 405 in LA, and of course there's always just an idiot like that just puts everyone else's life in jeopardy. But anyways, so don't make an excuse for yourself that no one's hearing you or no one's listening to you. Don't spend another minute. Your life is too precious. Don't spend another minute not going after what you want. Even if your circumstances are still the same, even if you stop this video right now, even if you don't listen to the rest of it, and you pick up a book that's gonna teach you about a business that you want to start, I hope that you're doing that. Because we just live in such a time now where I wish that I knew, like, if my younger self, if I could talk to my younger self, I would look like, just stick it out, don't worry, like, things are gonna change. There's gonna be more resources in the future, and you're not gonna have to like go through this kind of confused, depressed, internally unhappy, but you can't articulate it, like, time period in your life. But then you have to just put on a smile. And it's weird because I really was happy at the same time, like, because I loved my, like, friends. I loved, I loved living in LA. I loved going to different, like, events, and I just loved, like, my outside of work. I loved my life, but like at work, I'd be reminded about, like, that I'm not doing something that I know I'm supposed to be doing. Like, it's almost like when people that are actresses, models, and singers and artists, they're like, I don't know, I just knew this was what I was supposed to do, even though, like, I was broke or I had to live on a couch. That's how I felt for myself. But it wasn't like I didn't want to be an actor, I didn't want to be a singer, even though I do love to sing. I do want to actually create a song one day. That's like on my bucket list, to like create a song and like learn how to sing first and then create a song. So I'm putting that out in the ether. But that's what I did. So because I was able to just like dig myself out with just finding other people, like-minded people that were going through it with me, it helped me get out of the slump. So I quit, and now I'm going after my dreams. I'm currently building what I want to be doing with my life. And although I'm not where I want to be, I'm so happy on the inside, because I'm in forward movement. I'm in pursuit. That's why my channel is called Embody Pursuit. I am embodying right now. I'm in pursuit of embodying my life that I envision for myself and that I'm manifesting, with helping people, with igniting light into people, with helping other people change their life, with helping other people know that they can be happy, fit, have, great mindfulness, have just improve every area of their life when they start here first. And I just love it. Like, something about it just lights me up. I'm just obsessed with it. So the gift was always there, but I just didn't believe in myself. I didn't think, because there was no job that was called life coaching back then that I knew of, I just didn't even think it was an option. I'm like, how do you just like help people for like and get paid? Or how do you, and now it's like I'm going to a fashion show. Like, so I'm not just boxed in, right? Like, I'm getting into blogging and being a brand ambassador. I've been a brand ambassador for several different brands, but like being a brand ambassador, I'm the COO of Afrikicks, which is a charity. I have my own ebook. So now technically I have a published work, like it's copyrighted. It's just like, I'm a limitless being. That's my career. That's my career. And so, I'm not able to read any comments. I'm not sure, just cause I'm on the 405 right now, but I'll make sure to read as soon as I park. I should be parking soon. So I just want to let you know that if you are watching this and you're lost and you're confused, the resources exist on the internet. Whether it's you teach yourself or you find someone, a human being that can teach you. We just live in the time now where I can hit somebody up in Australia and they can help me change my life. I can hit somebody up in Hong Kong and they can help me change. It gets like, we are connected to every human being almost. Any human being that has access to the internet, which I believe is like something like, I don't know, 3 billion or something, you have access in some way, shape, or form. I even met somebody last night. You never know who you're connected with too. Like, I think it's like, what is it? Like the 6th degree, like everyone technically knows the whole planet, like 6 degrees away from them. I could be butchering that. But that happened to me last night. I was at a dinner, someone I've never met in my life, probably would never, like, never met in my life. I told her where I went to college and I told her what year I graduated. And she was like, that is so wild. She goes, I'm just going to throw this out there, but like, this person is younger than me. I used to work with this person. They went to the same college and they went to that college the same exact time you did. And like, do you know X, Y, and like so-and-so? And I'm like, and it wasn't clicking at first. And I'm like, no. And then I go, oh my gosh. And I described the person and she was like, yes. I was like, oh, I know her by her nickname. And like, you just never know who you're going to meet, who you're connected to. So just meaning like, because of the internet, like I was with these ladies because of the internet, number one. And then like, we're at this dinner and then I met this lady and then we know the same person that I went to college with. So we're connected to each other on the whole planet. We live in that time period now. So like, don't live in the slump. Don't live in the depression. Don't live in the darkness. Help exists. Even if nobody else around you is listening and really, or maybe they're listening, but they're not really hearing you, somebody on the planet can help you. Somebody on the planet has the tools to be able to get you on the right course. So just keep having the faith, keep typing in Google, keep typing in chat GBT, and it will guide you and just go after it. Even if you're having the most depressed day ever, still muster up the courage to use your fingers to type in your issue and resolutions will pop up. That's what I did, and that's why I'm here where I'm at today. That's why I'm in my mental, my high vibrational, excited about life, vibrancy, radiant, like the energy that I have oozing out of me. I pop my eyes open, excited about life, is because that's what I did when I felt like nobody else was listening, nobody else was hearing, and we didn't have terms like mental health back when I was in college, or back my whole 20s. We didn't have the terms mental health. It just wasn't a thing. So again, let me know in the comments if you're vibing with me. I also, talking about health and getting your mind, body, and soul right, got to eat healthy, got to take healthy supplements. So the supplements I take, you can check them out down below. They're called INNO SUPPS. They have over 70 products. Tap in with them. If you also want to know what I did to stay in shape, be healthy, and make it easy, I have a ebook, How to Lose Belly Fat. You can click the link down below for that. And it's also on sale, by the way. Going into holiday season, I know a lot of people are going to need it. Not trying to lose 20 or trying to gain 20 pounds over the holiday season, but definitely share this video with anyone that you may know, that you know. I'll make sure to read the comments when I park. I'm going to go ahead and tap out. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.